It's always been tough being an entrepreneur. And right now, 2023, we're going to see things even tougher. That's because of a combination of factors that are macroeconomic, that are societal, that are out there affecting you and me in our businesses. But once you know those 10 that you can avoid and get away from, well, I'm going to show you the things to do. So we're going to get to it and let you see some things that are happening and how you can start working with it. Hi, I'm Terry Brock, and I work with entrepreneurs all the time with our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs program. I do that with my partner, Gina Carr, and we help you to get the answers you need, how to get around these. And so I want to get right to it and show you some of the things that are there on what you can do. One of the first things that you want to avoid is ignoring your numbers. Too often, entrepreneurs don't know what their real costs are. What are your fixed costs? What are your variable costs? What kind of things do you have every month you got to pay for? What kind of things come in and, hey, you get this in, but you're paying all this sales commission out, or you're paying all these extra expenses that come with it? Hey, that's not good. What about returns on products? Yeah, do you have products that people go, we don't like that? Or, hey, you do a service and then people go, we don't want to pay for that. Okay, you got to put these things in place. And that's all part of getting your systems together. Get the systems together, know your numbers, know the fundamentals that are peculiar to your particular business. And then once you know those, you're going to be in good shape. So do not do that first mistake of ignoring your numbers and the vital statistics. Number two, not knowing the real pain that your customers are going through. That happens too often. People kind of ignore others and they're focusing only on themselves. You got to get away from that. What you want to do is you want to be able to feel their pain, understand what they're going through at a gut level. Where are they having hurt? Are they having high turnover, not able to find people? Are sales not what they should be? Has their market shifted? You need to do your research and study this. So don't ignore the reality and the pain that your customers have, your clients, your members, your patients, whatever wonderful term you give to those wonderful people who are paying your bills. You want to find out what's going on and how their pain is real, and you want to be that person who communicates with them. As I like to say, you'll want to be a CSP, a communicator who solves problems. Number three problem that entrepreneurs run into is when they say, hey, we're going to do exactly what we did before because that worked before, it'll work now. No, it's a different environment. We're seeing that right now. Even just last week, I was on a call with Joe Polizzi, and he was talking about how things that worked before, this and that, with content creation, not working as well. He's got some other models that are working. You've got to look at your own business. What is it that worked before that now in this year, it's not going to work anymore? And what is going on? As we look to 2023, as I'm recording this before the year, and if you're seeing this in 2023, it's a different marketplace. Things have changed. The pandemic changed a lot of that, and many other factors too. What matters is you want to find out what they're looking for and offer a variety of solutions. That's a key. Be flexible and offer a variety of solutions, sometimes priced at a low, medium, or high level so that you can meet their needs where they are. Sometimes you want to customize it. We do that often in the consulting that we do, where we work with people. Sometimes it's this much to get their problem solved. Sometimes it's this much or this much. And they say, hey, we'll be happy to pay that much because we're going to get a lot more back. And that's something we're going to talk about more later on this video. So you want to make sure that you're tuned in again to what customers are looking for, and don't stay locked into what worked in the past. Be willing to adapt and change to what's working now. Number four, here's one that happens a lot. People don't understand what's happening now. They're not in tune with the reality. They're thinking, it's okay. It'll be somehow just fine. You've got to get really, really real. Really, really real. That means you're in tune with what the marketplace is. Now, I often consider myself a very optimistic realist. I'm optimistic, yes, but I'm also a realist, and I understand this is what's going on in the world. We look at it, we're aware of the news, we read that, but we don't get mired in it. I'm optimistic that in spite of all the yuck that's going on, there's a good word for it, all that yuck that's going on out there, that you and I can make it if we apply the principles that work, the time-honored principles that we've seen, but also adapting and adjusting in light of new things. Hey, sometimes you got to adapt and adjust. I like doing that too. When you get out there, you do that, you adjust and you say, hey, I'm going to do it. And you do that helping your client, your customer, those people who you're working with, they've got problems. You want to get to know those problems well, and the better you know them, and the better you can look for solutions to say, hey, Marge, I was just thinking of you the other day. I saw this ad that was out there that I thought may be of help to you. Use a tool like Loom or use Zoom and send them a quick video saying, hey, here's what I saw. Thought it might be of help to you. Enjoy. Things like that that you can send people really are a good thing, and it's one of the things that you want to do and avoid ignoring what they're going through. Number 5. Now, here's one I've heard some controversy over. People say, I'm not going to worry about the competition at all. They just ignore the competition. I say you need to recognize it. You need to know what they're doing, but don't obsess with it. Because, by the way, your customers are aware of what your competition is doing, and you're being compared. So what you want to do is you want to just say, okay, we understand that's what they're doing. They offer this new widget. Great. That might serve this niche. We're doing this, and here's what we're going to do to customize this and help you. And it could be that their product, your competitor's product, might be better for that particular client than here. You're not going to be able to please all the people all the time. But what you want to do is be real tightly focused on what it is that you're offering. What problem are you solving? Who are you solving that for? What are you doing to help them? And when you can do that and be very, very specific about it, you'll be more successful. I found that works for me over and over. I started teaching computers and Lotus 1-2-3 many, many years ago when it was just coming out. I taught it to myself, learned it, and started showing people how to use it, and that really helped me to get going. I became known as the Lotus guy, the Lotus 1-2-3 guy. But I started with that and then gradually built from there. You want to be known as the person that they go to when they have a problem in this area. Have it very tightly niched, but not so tightly niched that there's no market to it. You want to make sure that it's more than just people who have gold teeth on the north side of Massachusetts, Boston on Thursdays when it's raining. No. Let's not get into that. But maybe focusing on attorneys in the state of Massachusetts, hey, okay, now that's a little bit different. That big enough market, and you find something that you can do that others are not doing as well, or you've got a unique slant on it for you, then you can get ahead. Number 6, you want to look for alternative means of funding. Sometimes we say, hey, this is what we've done before. It's what we've got to do now. I mentioned Joe Polizzi before. We were in a meeting with him. We're in his never-ending ticket division, which means we've paid a price so that now we have a never-ending ticket with him using an NFT. That's a whole other topic we can talk about. But Joe was saying that before, everyone producing an ebook, everyone producing another video, another course, another online course, there's just so much of it right now. The market is really swamped. And if you are in that space, like many of us are, you realize the market has changed. And for me, this is really deeply personal because I've been producing content for a long time. Video and audio. Hey, I was doing audio back in high school. I was on the radio and 3 different radio stations all at the same time on the Family Life Radio Broadcasting Network there in Michigan. And I got a chance to learn that. Then undergrad degree was radio, TV, and newspaper as my major. So I'm a content producer, but now I see it's so easy to do it and far better quality than we had back then. And now there's so many people doing it. You might have to take a little niche that you don't just create product. You don't just do that. Maybe you do that and you do it for someone else that's not as good. Or you do like we're doing right now. For those that are in our silver program for Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, we're designing some specific content for them, doing it with them. That's one of the big things we do. We're doing it with you, not just saying, here's a video to watch. We'll be here to answer any questions. We're saying, here it is, and we're going to do this with you while you're with us so that you're learning how to do it. We're doing it, and you're getting good quality all the way through. This is something you might want to consider with your customers, helping them and doing some things with them. Yeah, you roll up your sleeves. Look, I'm doing that even right now. Roll up your sleeves. Get to work and get out there and help them. Let me know if that's helping you. And that's something that you might consider in the comments below, wherever you're getting this, because this is something that can revolutionize our market. We've got to change. We've got to adapt. And sometimes what gave us money before is no longer the way to do it. Oh, and by the way, I don't get a whole lot of requests for teaching Lotus 1-2-3 anymore, okay? The market has moved on. That means we've got to keep learning. We've got to keep changing. And whatever you did in the past, well, that's real good, Sparky. But what matters is what you can do now, and can you solve this problem for me as if I were going to be your customer in the future? That's the key. Oh, here's one that's particularly tough. In today's environment, number 7, you want to make sure you do not compete on price. We're very price sensitive right now. Times are tough. So people say, hey, I don't want to, can you cut me a deal here? Can you do this? So you want to compete on value. For instance, if you're trying to go, let's say you had a retail store and you're trying to sell television sets. Well, you're not going to be able to beat, in most cases, you're not going to be able to beat Walmart. Walmart's going to have them cheaper. That's what they're known for. And they got good quality at Walmart. I like Walmart. You and I probably both shop there occasionally from time to time. But at the same time, if you try to compete on price, you're going to get your ears boxed in. So instead, find out what they can't do. And as the old saying goes, hit them where they ain't. Bad English, but real good advice. Walmart is not doing the kinds of things that you could do where maybe you do a custom installation, or you're going to do something and you're going to do this little extra. Help them fine tune it and tweak it for what you do. And if you can do that in a way that you figure out the engineering on it, so it's very low or no cost to you, but very high value to your customer, now you got something. When you can do that and you can automate it even more, that's really good. One of the things we're talking about in Stark Raving Entrepreneurs now on our Wednesday meetings, by the way, make it a point to come by and see us. 4 p.m. Eastern time here in the U.S., 4 p.m. Eastern time every Wednesday. We have some things that we focus on that are going to help you as an entrepreneur. We've been talking about some of the ways that people can develop their skills to fine-tune them even more, and that's something that you might want to find out about. We'll be talking more about AI here as we go, and so if you have some questions about that, please drop us a note. But you want to focus on those ways that you can help your customers in those situations as well. And here's one that's very important. Number 8, you want to establish, build, and here's the most important part, maintain good quality, mutually beneficial relationships. Keep those relationships nurtured that are really important. You want to do that. Keep going back to people, giving them extra. Hey, how you doing? Hope things are going well. Here's a little something that I thought you would find beneficial. I was reading this about you. See what happens, one of the fatal flaws is that people say, oh, we're just going to forget them and move on. People forget it. That is a fatal flaw for entrepreneurs and other businesses. Make it a point to stay in touch with those people who are important. I love the way that it's been said. What is important is what important people say is important. I wish I knew who the author of that was, but that's a brilliant saying. And that is what you want to concentrate on. Find out what those important people to you, the people who paid your bills or are paying your bills or are likely to pay your bills, likely to be involved with you in that way. Find out what they consider is important, because that is what is important to you. Number 9. The mistake that many people make is they only think about themselves. They're only focused on the peripheral. They get away from what is going on. They're focusing on the features and not even the benefits. But what we've got to focus on is not features, of course. They're good. We need to talk about them. And the benefits are good, but the experience, what the ultimate goal is. We've often talked about the idea of a drill. You're not selling the drill, you're selling the hole in the wall, but the little drill. Actually, that's not even true, because we don't want a bunch of holes in the wall. What we want is that nice completed project. We want to see that on the wall where we can hang up our pictures. We want to see those items that are there in the right place. The ultimate experience of how you're going to feel. So that's where you want to concentrate. Concentrate on satisfying that need. Don't focus on just the task at hand. I hear too many people just jump immediately into features, talking about the features. But our new widget has the new and the new wiki and the daily whopper and the dingy boo or whatever it might be. What you want to do is you want to focus on where they're hurting, where things are going bad for them, and how you can help them. And number 10. Here's the thing that some people forget. They go, oh, golly, gee, I really got to sell everybody. I got to get in there and I got to sell them and go for it. And I got to figure out a way to get them right away. No, not everybody is your customer. Matter of fact, those who try to serve everybody are the ones who are more likely to fail. What you want to do is zero in on the people that are most ideally your customers. One of the things we talk about in our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs a lot is finding your ideal customer. Not everyone's ideal, but finding that person and what is it that you're offering them? How are you solving their problem? That's the key. I love the way that my buddy Mark Angelos talks about it. Mark, you're watching this. Hello there. Hope you are doing well. He said the best word in sales is next. I love that. So you're talking to someone and you realize they're just not for me. Next. Okay, let's go on to someone else. You're focusing there. You're not focusing on, oh, gee, they didn't buy. In business, what you want to do is you want to take a look at where things are, what's happening and what you can do to keep moving, and don't let any one particular thing slow you down. Well, those are 10 fatal flaws that I hope you do not make as an entrepreneur, and go with the 10 that I said. Here's how you change that. And I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Gina and I are really out to help you, and we're constantly saying, what can we do to help you? What can we do? What kind of pain are you running into? We want to figure out ways that you can invest with us and get a higher rate of return than you'd get anywhere else. Better return than just hanging on to the money or trying to do it yourself. We can work with you designing your business plans, your marketing, putting that together, working with you on video. Yeah, we used to be video rock stars. Now we're doing this, and we're going to be here to help you. So get in touch with us at starkravingentrepreneurs.com, and we'll look forward to hearing from you.